Welcome to the Philippines Historical Art Exhibition. Today we will see different paintings or works by famous artists from the past. Now onto your left, you will see a painting. This painting is called The Musicians. This painting was painted by Vicente Manansala back in 1973. He achieved this by illustrating scenes of contemporary life in the Philippines in an abstract manner. This was a breath of fresh air in the country's traditional art scenes. His artwork references the arrival of American culture by depicting a nation amid change. Manansala masterfully utilizes the cubist form while still respecting the true-to-life form of the subjects he was painting. This gives his painting a visually appealing feel. The bright colors and geometric shapes bring life to the academic style of painting common in the Philippines at that time. The painting beside that is called Mother Nature's Bounty Harvest by Victorio Edades back in 1935. According to historical accounts, Victorio Edades is considered the father of modern Philippine art. His piece Mother Nature's Bounty Harvest was actually a collaboration between Carlos Botong Francisco and Galo B. Ocampo. The trio became a force fueling the growth of mural paintings in the Philippines. Of the many murals painted by this trio, Mother Nature's Bounty Harvest is one of the few to survive. The painting highlights the relationship Filipinos have with the land and the joy they receive from the abundance of produce nature affords them. The next painting was painted by Fernando Amorsolo, 1952. This painting is called Planting Rice. The painting features farmers set on a rice field regardless of their gender. They are all together working under a bright sunny day. Due to the usage of nature and pastel colors, the painting gives off a life of visual weight, an irony and heavy toil and labor that rice planting entails. He wants to illustrate that although rice planting is a hard work, it can still be enjoyable on a fine, nice day. The last painting on this side of our outdoor exhibition is called The Bird Seller. It was another painting by Vicente Manansala. The painting highlights the everyday modern life of a Filipino man. Historically, Manansala was at the forefront of the modernist movement in the Philippines, and this painting is a reflection of the movement. His work was focused on the native identity and the sensibility of a common Filipino, which is noticeable in many of his paintings. In this painting, he was used his original technique known as transparent cubism, which involves the layering of different shapes and colors. This layering helps in creating movement and depth, and therefore the painting, even though two-dimensional, seems to have a certain three-dimensional depth. Along with this, the juxtaposition of straight and curved lines, round and rigid shapes, and soft and hard colors brings life to this famous artwork. Now the red painting right behind you is called The Genesis. It was painted by Hernando Ruiz Ocampo. His art is an amalgamation of life and the abstract features of the world. This is one of his most famous painting, and it was made for the Cultural Center of the Philippines. The painting was then blown up to weave a curtain which was used at the Cultural Center's theater for performing arts. The enormous curtain which had the campus painting was woven by several tapestry artists from Japan. This painting, which has been woven onto the curtain, when viewed under proper lighting effects, looks like a glowing fire with glows that seem to reach the audience sitting in front of the stage. The painting right beside Genesis is called Hills of Nico. No Filipino artist does abstract painting like national artist of visual arts Jose Joya, with his masterful technique called gestural painting or action painting. While it is his interpretation of the Hills of Nico in Japan, critics say that Joya's painting is an allegory of human imperfections. The earth colors symbolize the weaknesses and limitations of humanity, while blue represents life and white background represents the snow that starts to envelop the mound. It shows no form as how an abstract, expressionist painting really looks. The next painting is called Harvest Scene by Fernando Amorsolo, 1942. With war impending, Amorsolo painted La Cosecha, or the harvest, as a snapshot of the fleeting beauty of the Philippine landscape. The painting also highlights Amorsolo's appreciation for the activities of communal unity and engrayed in Filipino life and culture, such as planting and harvesting fruits and vegetables. The last painting on our outdoor exhibition is called The Fruit Gatherer or Fruit Gatherer. In this painting, he paints a young girl sitting with a basket of fruits in a rural Philippine landscape. The work is characterized by the use of vibrant colors and idealization of nature as well as native beauty. Fruit Gatherer depicts the very core of the style of painting of Amorsolo. His mastery over portraying natural light is visible in the painting. Back in December 2009, Fruit Gatherer was auctioned off in Maryland in record-breaking manner, topping 19th and 20th century European and American paintings. Now, let's enter our indoor museum. As you enter the museum, you will see onto your right two paintings. These two paintings was painted by none other than Benedicto Reyes Cabrera, also known as Ben Cab. The painting right on the left side is called Yellow Confetti. It was painted back in 1984. The uprising of the everyday Filipino and the downfall of the dictatorship as a result of the EDSA People Power Revolution in 1986 are two significant events that altered the path of Philippine history. The painting portrays the anger felt by Filipino protesters at the time, as well as the unity of the common Filipino, uniting together to fight for a common cause. Well, the beautiful lady right beside that painting is called Sabel. The Philippine art scene would not be completed without the mention of national artist Benedicto Cabrera's very famous painting called Sabel. His artworks are currently on display inside his own museum in Baguio City, including this famous painting. Cabrera previously said that Sabel is a homeless Filipino woman whom he photographed and first sketched in 1965. Her disposition became a symbol of dislocation, despair, and isolation for the painter, making her a recurring subject in his figurative paintings. On to the next wall, you will see three women holding the flag. Actually, this painting is called The Making of the Philippine Flag. Fernando Amorsolo made this painting to show the citizens of the Philippines of how the Philippine flag was made and to remind us the traditions and customs that we did not realize it becomes faded. The painting depicted Marcela Agoncillo and Lorenza Agoncillo, which is the wife and daughter of the current president that time, while the Delfina Natividad is the niece of our very famous Jose Rizal. These three women weaving the very first Philippine flag. According to Tonet, she was inspired to create the piece because, according to her, our flag is a national symbol. It means our country is free. It's like a thread that unites all of us Filipinos. The painting right beside that is called The Builders. It was painted by Victorio Edades. The Builders is one of the major works that was displayed in the first one-man show of Victorio Edades at the Philippine Columbia Club in 1928. The Builders uses a structural and linear composition to bring forward the essence of the painting, and the human bodies in the painting successfully depict the hard labor of the men. Victorio Edades was the leader of the 13 Moderns, a group of artists who believed and promoted modernism in artworks. The painting right beside that is called Granadian Arabesque. It was painted by Jose Joya back in 1958. The Granadian Arabesque is a staple of the Philippine art world, created by the well-known Filipino painter and artist Jose Tanig Joya. This is an example of horizontal Philippine abstract art on a large scale. It features a variety of yellow tones, sweeping brushstrokes, and an impasto medium made with sand. Joya was instrumental in Philippines' debut at the world's longest-running international cultural exhibition, La Biennale di Venezia. This is a prestigious place for visual art and the worldwide avant-garde to showcase their works. In 1964, the Granadian Arabesque was one of the works of Joya on display to represent our own country. Right beside the door, this painting is called The First Mass. This painting is an interpretation of the first documented Christian Mass in the Philippines in 1521. First Mass or First Mass of Limasaua is one of Carlos Modesto Villaluz Francisco's most important paintings. Today we feature an oil painting for Carlos Francisco's entitled The First Mass in Limasaua. It was painted back in 1965 because the Philippine government commissioned Francisco to create this work of art to commemorate the 400th year of the introduction of Christianity in our country. This painting is called España y Filipinas, also meaning Spain and the Philippines. This is an oil on wood painting by Juan Luna. It is an allegorical depiction of two women together, one a representation of Spain and the other of the Philippines. The painting, also known as España guiando a Filipinas or Spain leading the Philippines, is regarded as one of the enduring pieces of legacy that the Filipinos inherited from Luna. The Spaniard woman or motherland was drawn with broad shoulders, while the Filipino woman was illustrated as graceful and brown-skinned. Both were wearing the female dresses known as traje de mestiza or dress of the mestiza. The dressing of the women in traje de mestizas shows the cultural character, class consciousness, and social transformations resulting from 19th century Hispanization. Both women have their back to the viewer, heading towards a far-away horizon, while embarking on the steps of a staircase. Side by side in the painting, Spain was shown to be leading the Philippines along the path to progress and development. The painting is a center masterpiece art at the Luna Hall of the Lopez Memorial Museum. Now let's head towards the next room. Now on this room, you will be greeted by a very dark picture or painting. Everyone is familiar on this painting. This painting is called Espoliarium by Juan Luna. It was painted back in 1884. This painting on canvas by Juan Luna, Espoliarium, offers a glimpse into the history of Rome and the horrific effects of the gladiator bouts it depicts. The painting's subject matter centers the realities behind the battles between gladiators. Luna created a distinction between the two sides of the painting by depicting individuals on the left side who are excitedly awaiting the battles, and on the right side the painting lamenting the death of a fallen gladiator. At the Exposición Nacional de Bellas Artes held in Madrid in 1884, Juan Luna's painting was awarded the first gold medal he had received for his work. The painting is often credited as being the largest painting in the Philippines. This beautiful woman in the painting is called the Parisian Life, also painted by Juan Luna. It was painted back in 1892. The painting portrays a fleeting moment of a regular life that occurred during the author's time living in Paris in 1890s. The central figure is an adult female figure wearing a lavender frock. She radiates a feeling of relaxation as she leans back on a bench with a glass of beer in front of her. But on close inspection, you will notice three seated on the left-hand side of the painting. These men were a depiction of three historical figures of the Philippines: Juan Luna himself, as well as Jose Rizal and Ariston Bautista Lin. This foreshadows Luna's future movements shortly after completing his Parisian Life painting. Luna left Paris for the Philippines. He rejoined Rizal and Bautista there to resume his role in the Philippine Revolution against the Spanish colonialism. Now, right behind you, this painting was painted by Felix Resurrección Hidalgo. This painting is called Las Vírgenes Cristianas Expuestas al Populachois, or the Christian Virgins Exposed to the Populace. The painting depicts a scene in ancient Rome where Christians are being persecuted. Two female slaves are seen in the painting. They are scantily clothed and are being mocked by the various Roman men standing near them. This painting has been regarded as one of the national treasures of the Philippines. The original painting no longer exists as it was destroyed in a fire at the University of Valladolid in Spain. However, a copy of the painting is displayed in an art collection at the Central Bank of the Philippines. The painting right beside that is called the Blood Compact. The Blood Compact is a historical painting again by Juan Luna. The painting depicts the Blood Compact ritual, an ancient ritual in the Philippines intended to seal a friendship or a treaty. Luna had the help of Jose Rizal and Trinidad Pardo de Tavera while he was composing the historical context of the painting. They also helped him by posing for the characters in that artwork. The Blood Compact is one of the last pieces of artwork that was painted by Juan Luna. In the year 1904, the painting won the first prize in Paris, France, and subsequently went on to win at the St. Louis Exposition in the United States. Presently, the painting is displayed in the Malacañang Palace, Philippines, which is the official residence of the presidents of our nation. This painting, called Hope in the Ruins of Manila. Another masterpiece from Amorsolo is Hope in the Ruins of Manila. He was known for his bright colors and peaceful paintings, but he also represented the years of World War II. When the Japanese were occupying the Philippines, he is able to depict the war and the devastation it brings to the people. But in the middle of that sadness and desperation, he gives us a hint of hope. The way the light shines on the young Filipino woman holding her child gives us hope for a brighter future that will be built by these children. This painting is called Women with Baskets. The only female member of 13 Moderns, Anita Magsaysay-Ho's artwork show her high regard for women in Filipino culture. This is true in all of her paintings, included Three Women with Baskets, where she pictured female basket weavers enamored with their daily lives. This next painting is called Las Damas Romanas, also known as the Roman Maidens, the Roman Women, or the Woman Ladies. This is an oil-on canvas painted by Juan Luna in the style of the Neoclassicism, one of the most famous Filipino painters of Spanish period in the Philippines. The masterpiece was a classic artwork painted in the highest conventions of the academic style, and it was a representative of the abundant richness of life with humankind, represented by women in the painting being in harmony with nature. This painting is called Madonna of the Slums. Madonna of the Slums by Vicente Manansala back in 1950 is a picture of the urban poor set in the slums that appeared at the end of the war. It is expressive of the feelings of anxiety and insecurity of that time. The shades of brown used emphasizes the dirty, shabby appearance of the shanties with their roofs put together from scraps, as well as the discomfort of the people who live in there. The central image is of a keen and watchful mother whose child's hand is against her face, with a gesture that suggests protection against the harshness of life. It is considered a key modernist painting of the 1950s. And lastly, this painting called La Laguna Estigia or the River of Styx, also known as Laguna Estigia as is. is an 1887 Greco-Roman painting by Filipino painter Felix Resurrección Hidalgo. It is a companion piece of Hidalgo's other painting entitled La Barca de Aqueronte. Like the La Barca de Aqueronte, the La Laguna Estigia is based on Dante's Inferno, the painter pursuing the theme leading towards a darker and more somber interpretation of it. The painting was a silver medalist during 1887 Exposición General de las Islas Filipinas in Madrid, Spain. So that is all of the painting here in our Philippines Historical Art Exhibition. Please feel free to travel at your own pace. The link will be posted down below.
Ang pag-ibig ko sa kanya ay di rin maglalaho hanggang sa kamatayan. O buwan sa liwanag mo, kami nagsumpaan ng iruko. Giliw ko ang sabi niya, ang puso ko'y iyong-iyo. O buwan, pakiusap ko, saan man naroon ang iruko. Siya'y aking hinihintay, sabihin